Hello students, let us discuss Macbeth as a tragic hero meant for students of B.A.Sem VI, English Core, paper 312. We need to find out how Aristotle defined a tragic hero in his work Poetics. Tragic hero, according to Aristotle, should be a man of mixed character, neither blameless nor absolutely depraved. Tragic hero is a person who must evoke a sense of pity and fear in the audience. He is considered to be a man of misfortune that unfortunately comes to him through an error of judgment or flaw of character or a sort of moral taint. The tragic hero must fall from height of prosperity and glory. The protagonist should be renowned and prosperous, that is, he should not be an ordinary man, and only then will his reversal of fortune become a cause of his disastrous downfall. And the fall of such a man of eminence changes the direction or the course of the entire situation. But we need to remember that according to Aristotle, the tragic hero is also a human being. Aristotle's ideal tragic hero must therefore be a man like ourselves. Initially, he should neither be better or worse morally than normal people in order to allow the audience to identify with them. He should be just like one of us. The misfortune evokes pity as it is out of proportion of his error committed. And his overall goodness, which was always there in him, excites fear from his doom. If the hero was perfect, then we would be outraged with his fate because of his moral superiority. And if he was totally imperfect or evil, then the audience would feel that he got what he deserved. Hence, it is important to strike a balance in the hero's character. Characteristics of a tragic hero according to the Greek ideology. Hamartia is a tragic flow that causes the downfall of the hero. Hubris is the excessive pride and disrespect for the natural order of things. Peripeteia, the reversal of fate that the hero experiences. Anagnorisis, a moment in time when the hero makes an important discovery in the story, which changes the course of the tragedy. Nemesis, a punishment that the protagonist cannot avoid, occurs as a result of his hubris. Catharsis, feelings of pity and fear felt by the audience for the inevitable downfall of the protagonist. We need to understand the functions of a tragic hero. The purpose of a tragic hero is not only to evoke emotions of pity and fear, but also make the audience experience catharsis, that is, relieve themselves of their pent-up emotions. However, the deeds and misdeeds of the tragic hero are a grim reminder, a kind of a warning, a moral preaching to the audience to avoid such immoral deeds in their everyday lives. Due to catharsis, the audience experiences a sense of purgation, cleansing of their inner selves, a transformation of them into good human beings and good citizens. The tragic heroes are generally morally balanced, which makes them more relatable for the audience. When they finally die or suffer some other tragic fate, they convey a message of universality of circumstances. I have also given Examples of other tragic heroes in world literature: Oedipus in Oedipus Rex by Sophocles, Creon in Antigone by Sophocles, Achilles in Achilles by Homer, Macbeth in Macbeth by Shakespeare, Prince Hamlet in the play Hamlet by Shakespeare, Dr. Faustus in a play by Marlowe titled Dr. Faustus, and Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean by Trimble. This is a picture of the Globe Theatre during the Shakespearean times. We now discuss Macbeth as a tragic hero who is a man of immense stature. We can analyze Macbeth as a true Shakespearean tragic hero. He had many noble qualities as well as several tragic flaws. Macbeth was a wealthy, courageous, brave, loyal to the king, a good nobleman who is admired for his accomplishments. He hesitates a number of times before putting his final plan into action. We need to remember that Macbeth is a wealthy Scottish nobleman who has earned the king's favor due to his bravery and skill as a warrior and receives the honor of Thane of Cawdor. His transformation from good to evil is gradual. He is innately a good man, although not a perfect man. Many a times he resists Lady Macbeth's repeated goading, suggestions, and even insults about the temptation to seize power. He commits a grave error of judgment and is overpowered by his ambition that finally leads him to murder King Duncan. What are the reasons of his downfall? Ambition, temptation, and moral corruption. According to Aristotle, when the hero is of high status, then his actions have greater and graver repercussions for the whole community. Duncan's murder leads to chaos, destruction, and eventually his own death. Until he hears the prophecy of the witches, Macbeth does not become evil. He is then convinced and actually forced to act upon the prophecies when he betrays his friends, commits murder in quest for power and ambition. A tragic hero's downfall is caused by his own fault, the result of his own free will, and not the result of an accident or fate. He is himself responsible for his downfall. Banquo too, if you remember in the play, heard the same prophecy, but chose not to be duped by the supernatural beings, and instead Macbeth chose to accept it. Macbeth's error is letting his ambition blind him to immorality of murdering Duncan. His invincible belief that his ambition will not have any grave consequences makes him live in a world of delusion. He is unsatisfied with his recent honors he has received from the king. We need to understand how he is a victim of destiny. The audience looks up to the tragic hero as someone who is to be respected, revered. Macbeth was haunted by the superstitions, moral cowardice, and overwhelming ambition. Finally, he becomes a puppet in the hands of destiny. Macbeth is driven to the ghastly deed by his desire to be manly in a specific way, by the innumerable taunts given by Lady Macbeth. He is not trading his soul for earthly success, but rather aligning himself with understanding of manliness. Repeatedly, he is under the powers of the prophecies of the witches, which further impels and propels him to live a life of delusions of grandeur, thinking that he is totally invincible. He is blinded by a belief that he is above all powers of nature, invincible, all powerful, of getting away with things most ordinary men would not dare to attempt. But finally, life soon catches up with him, and life becomes a complete circle. The imperfections of the tragic hero allows the audience to relate to the hero. Macbeth is everything. What a perfect statesman needs to be: great, wealthy, loyal, courageous. But his ambition, a flaw which brings him down from his pedestal to a position that the audience can relate to. After killing Duncan, he begins killing anyone he believes may jeopardize his desire to be the king, his friends, innocent women, and children. Finally, he gets the punishment he deserved. There can be no other end to his ruthless violence except violence itself. Unfortunately, Macbeth cannot absolve himself of the sins committed by him. He never gains any self awareness or knowledge of right and wrong, good and evil. There are no signs of repentance even till the end. Finally, he becomes the sinner caused by his sins. Even at the time of his final disaster, he remains unrepentant, arrogant that he always was. He taunts Macduff about the prophecy and still refuses to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet. He would rather die than give up his position easily by stepping down the throne for the betterment of the kingdom. Malcolm explains after Macbeth's death of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen. That is how both of them have died. At the end of the play, after Macbeth's death, the audience is relieved of the brutal violence. The right heir to the throne is restored, and one can only hope things will get better from here for one and all. Thank you very much.